Go Cox.
Forgot about Go Cox. Hadn't heard that in a minute. It's a Thursday night. It's a Thursday live stream. We're back. I'm Dave. I'm going to host, I guess. We all kind of do it. It's not really a host thing. It's collaborative. KJ's here. Dillon's here. Who wants to be introduced first? I think we should do KJ.
I will. Okay, sure.
What's up?
Is KJ frozen? Let's do me then.
Okay, cool stuff. Dillon.
Yeah, until KJ returns. Man, I did not know until half an hour ago, I guess, that Texas Tech TCU is on right now. That's kind of an exciting Thursday night treat. And I only know that because I follow a million Texas Tech fans on Twitter, and they're all talking about it. So here we are.
Yeah, we can. Boy, this is a funny place to freeze. Yeah, it's not like a game that's, no offense to our friends in West Texas or west of Dallas, but it's not a very big game.
No, neither team is having a particularly good season, but it's Big 12 football, and that's nice for a Thursday.
Hey, let's just bring our guest in.
Sure.
We got to bring the big guns in with professional studio, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dan Regester.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me on your show. Right off the top, got to say, really appreciate in this social climate that you promoted my guest appearance with me wearing a Crusader outfit. Love that.
Oh, I see. Dan, you have quite the Pat McAfee-esque setup there.
Yeah, stand up, Dan.
Yeah, take your shirt. No, do you have a tank top on underneath that? You want to?
No, I just threw this on over a T-shirt before I go to the gym. Yeah.
Go Birds, man.
Go Birds.
Dan,
it's all I got right now. It's all I got.
Yeah, that's
good.
Danny, what's your gym schedule like? I feel like we're on different waves. I haven't seen you up there in a minute.
I'm a 10 p.m. boy.
Wow,
Oh.
that's why I don't see you.
10 to midnight. So
I've always said the best way to get a good night's sleep is to just really activate every muscle in your body from 10 to midnight every night. Just exert all the energy.
you want to get super caffeinated, tire yourself out, and then stay awake till about 3 a.m.
That sounds healthy. Good for you, man. You look great.
You don't need sleep.
You do look good, though. You do look good.
I'm up to 220 right now. Feeling good.
Ooh.
Dan, we are going in the opposite direction. I'm like 178 right now. It's bad.
I know. I'm just trying to put up weight.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to look good at the pool right now, man.
when I think I'm adding mass, like just eye test, and I step on a scale, dude, I'm never over 158. I'm 155 to 158 no matter what kind of program I'm doing, no matter what I'm doing as far as eating. I will never get over 160, and I'm fine with it. But
Yeah.
it is weird.
I'm just trying to, in the right way, move up to heavyweight. So taking a couple of years, doing the John Jones route.
Ooh, wow, that's a tough one there.
What's your calorie intake looking like, Dan?
Probably, I don't really keep track, but like anywhere around 3,500, 4,000 calories a day.
It's more than I'm doing.
It's all
Yeah.
chicken and rice.
You're just on that grind.
Beef.
Hey, let's bring our guest on. It's KJ.
How we doing, KJ?
Check. You got me?
We got you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
The magic of live television.
Are you kidding? Yeah. Just full blown, not even power outage, but here in the Midwest where it's, 40-ish degrees, space heaters have a tendency to trip breakers on occasion. I unplugged said space heater.
Are you inside the Epcot ball?
I'm live from the TGL 3D swing center. But no, here I am in the basement and here in Madison, Wisconsin. I unplugged said space heater, knowing that this could be a possibility. Certain roommate plugged it back in. You know, YOLO.
Love
But
'em.
hey, we're living. We're living.
Love it.
Live, learn, laugh, love.
Hey, can you guys give me a minute or 10 to give a big shout out real quick? I want to give a shout out to our good friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Hey, KJ, you don't have a space heater in. You feel that chill in the air? The NHL is back, and it's time to hit the ice. DraftKings Sportsbook is getting new customers ready for puck drop with an epic offer. Score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet just $5 on hockey. Now that is worth a celly. Ooh, we got Stars Oilers tonight. I'm feeling it. Dillon, your Golden Knights are undefeated. How you feel about that? Pretty good, huh?
Had to unmute my mic there. I feel great about it, Dave. The boys are absolutely skating right now. Pucks
Yes, they
on
are.
net, top titties. We're dangling, looking good.
Yeah, all of that. All what Dillon said is big facts. Bet the action on the ice. With DraftKings Sportsbook, download the app now and use code WASH. New customers can get $200 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on hockey. That's code WASH only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, Louisiana, 21 and older, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/hockey terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms and responsibility. Responsible gaming resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright of the NHL 2023. All rights reserved.
Bang! It's good.
Attaboy, Dave.
You did
What?
good, Davey.
A man.
Oh,
Like that was watching a 300. What is it? 300 meter? Whatever. 400 meter hurdles. Flawlessly executed.
well, we clipped a couple hurdles, didn't we? That's okay.
No, flawless.
So I guess we got to lead with baseball, huh? I mean, what's there to be said that hasn't already been said by John Smoltz?
Hey, David, take it away, man. Tell us how you feel.
Less than 24 hours. I'm looking forward to finishing this live stream, picking up dinner, going home, and rewatching the game, Game 5, and scouring the internet for different camera angles, different calls, radio calls, all sorts of things. I'm elated. I'm extremely happy, although you may not tell because I don't show my emotion very well. It was just an all-time night, man. It was hell. Getting no hit for 6+ innings is not fun. But you kind of were waiting for it. You knew when the Diamondbacks, who are a very scrappy team, Dan can tell us more about that.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
How
the fuck did we lose this team? How was this not a Rangers Phillies 7-game series that leads right into Cowboys Eagles?
It's a big miss. No offense, but it's a big miss on Philly's part.
Dan, when the NLCS started and the Phillies they were hitting seemingly 7 home runs a game, we were in the office and I was like, Dave, the Phillies are for real, man. They're on an absolute mission. I really hope if the Rangers get through this, they do not have to face Philadelphia.
I was like, Phillies in 5. We'll finish it. We'll jump in the pool. We'll have a good time. We let that game 4 slip away. Blew that. I was at a wedding. Saw the 5-2 lead dwindle. Kind of ruined the mood. And then, I don't know what happened. We just didn't win game 6 or 7. Couldn't hit. And congrats to Dave. Congrats on winning the World Series. I can relate with you, though, as a man who saw his team win the World Series against a team that nobody really cared about, like the Rays, like the Diamondbacks. I know a lot of people are going to kind of throw it in your face that did it even happen if nobody watched it? It still counts. You still get that T-shirt. You still get the banner. Congrats.
That's a take that a few. I'm in a big group text with a lot of Houston guys, and a couple of them tried to throw that out there. And I have to say, if anyone actually seriously goes at somebody with that, like starts pointing at the ratings, you're down incredibly bad. You are. If that's your coping mechanism, dude, you got to figure it out, man. You got to find something else. And I get it, dude. It's tough. You're Houston. And you know what? The Astros, I was a little worried that beating the Astros was going to be our Super Bowl. I was like, dude, there's going to be an emotional letdown. You finally beat the in-state rival, the juggernaut. Didn't work out like that. But if you're Houston, that's got to be kind of tough because, like, there's always been this Houston-Dallas thing, obviously a regional rivalry. Dallas has had, historically more titles, more success. They had the Rockets in the mid-'90s, but they finally carved out their niche, and they get this baseball, if you want to call it a dynasty, I don't have a problem with that, really, I guess. And then we get – and they're like, it's very big brother, little brother, and little brother starting to carve their own path. And then, by the way, we just learned how to do the same thing. And here we are. And we got one of them rings too.
Do those Rocket championships really count? No
because
Jordan.
no MJ? He gave him a couple.
Okay.
I can't talk down on Hakeem. I cannot talk down on the greatness of Hakeem. Those were fun teams, but look, I don't know. I am still processing it. I cried last night. I think my wife got video of me, and I did not ask her to do that. I hope she does not post. I have not seen it. I turned around, tears in my eyes, and she was like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm crying.
Yeah.
I am crying." Do you remember 2011? 2011 was one of the worst moments of my outside of like family deaths. It was one of the worst moments of my life. It was
Nelson
awful.
Cruz left on the field to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Retired today.
Who announced retirement today, by the way.
Congrats.
Happy career.
Great career. We don't get to that World Series without him. He was awesome, but yes, he did absolutely chunk it all time, and I did. That was the worst hangover of my life that next day. I genuinely woke up. I was living in Oklahoma at the time, and I was like, I really hope last night was a dream. It wasn't. No. I fell asleep in all my clothes. Not cool. Probably wet the bed. Who knows?
I'll chime in. Just say it's amazing, but I cannot fake like I'm also not going to enjoy the next 143 days until spring training starts. Like, it is baseball. So I will lead with like the admission of like, this is not the Jags winning a Super Bowl.
What?
Or the Mavs winning an NBA title.
Baseball is back, baby.
I enjoyed every bit. I enjoyed every bit of it. Like, every bit of the playoffs was great. Structure worked out great. I hated that the Phillies lost. Like I jokingly said, let's go D-backs last week. Like, dreading watching Bryce Harper just embarrass like all of the momentum that the Rangers had. Like, I feared what this week would have looked like.
Dude, I thought the same thing.
It just made too much sense. And I thought it was going to be one of those, like, even like what, regardless of the outcome, if you go into the weekend with the Eagles Cowboys and the Eagles whoop your ass, like, it's going to kind of either remove some of the joy of the past week or just kind of rub it in. So it's like, this is a no-win situation for Dallas. But didn't work out that way. I'm glad they didn't go back to Arlington and win it there. Like, it's one of those, like, if it would have gone 6, I don't think it would go the Rangers' way. Like, the depth wasn't going to be there in the bullpen, especially after, the injuries.
To quote Bregman, I guess we'll never know.
On baseball, I guess on like the celebration, really quick. I threw in the rundown, generic talk, but how do we feel about the locker room champagne celebration? Like, it's become a tradition. It's built in, quite different than any other league, any of the big four, like where those celebrations happen on the court or on the field. This is all in the locker room with 58 cameras and 25 guys or whatever. What are our
round.
thoughts on it? Every round, yeah.
Round.
Yeah, it shouldn't. I think it's great, but I think there should be one, and it should be after you win the World Series. I don't think you need one every single round of the playoffs. But it's cool. I mean, this looks like an absolute blast if you get a chance to do it.
I think if you win the pennant, you can as well. I think a pennant is worth celebrating. Wild card, though, you win 2 out of 3, maybe hold the champagne.
What about if you just make the playoffs?
And you got a game to play the
Yeah,
next day.
that was us.
Listen,
was,
life's tough. Celebrate everything you can.
Agree. You know what? So the Rangers had
Good
like
point,
7.
Dan.
Rangers had 7 celebrations. Whatever. We won the World Series. We proved that you can do it. You can do it, man.
I don't hate that they celebrated, but I agree with the thought of like you can do something that's special for the World Series and the other celebrations can be different. Like I
Agreed.
think there's room in between. I'm just going to flat out say maybe it was because the cameras were like waiting on everyone to get into the locker room and waiting for Bochy to start talking. It was painfully awkward. Like there was so much of an emotional letdown, but like eventually people were just standing around, like not spraying, but just kind of tossing champagne around. Like, okay,
Yeah.
this is like, it's the 1-year-old birthday party is what it felt like. Like it was for everybody, but the people celebrating to a certain degree.
Yeah, that's very accurate. It was weird. They had the cameras in there way too early, and they kept going to it because they didn't have content or time to kill. It was weird. I will say, I wonder how much of this is part of the contractual obligations with
100%.
the beer company. Who is it? It's all Budweiser, right?
Bud and Corbell.
Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch, whatever it is, like because they show them pushing the stuff in, and they've
Is there a ski goggle one too? Ski goggle.
There's got to
sponsor?
be, right?
has to be.
Oakley, something. Smith.
Dave, I didn't see any blue cans there, though. Is there any reason behind that?
I noted that in the group text too. I was like, there were 0. I saw Maddox carrying a can instead of like the tall bottles, but that seemed very out of place.
Bud Light's just not a good beer. It's never been a good beer. And, I think that's it. I think it has nothing to do with the owner's beliefs, his faith, whatever. I think it's just coincidental. You know what? To be fair, though, Budweiser's not a good beer either. It's just not good. None of it's good.
Well, Dave, first off, Bud Light's going to have a little bit of a renaissance since it just signed a massive deal with the UFC. So I'm very looking forward to the tap dancing that's going to happen with UFC fans drinking Bud Light now.
You don't think they drink that? Like, you don't think they continued to drink it in the last couple of years?
No, they're Modelo through and through.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that checks out.
Same company, though.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say about it is like the other shot they had was the stage or whatever, the TV stage set up outside on the field, and then you just saw the families just kind of waiting. I'm like, we could do all of this out there. What are you protecting the grass for? You're going to turn it into like a top golf course for like 4 days anyway here in like 2 months. Like, let them spray all their family with champagne, do all this out there. But whatever. That's the end of my rant. What else do we want to hit before we hit picks? I know you mentioned something.
Oh, we kind of touched on it.
Was the last celebration outdoors, I guess, the COVID year with the Dodgers?
Oh,
when,
yeah.
When Turner had COVID and went out and celebrated.
Famously in Arlington, famously at the
That's right.
Globe Life, yeah.
I know. So I guess Corey Seager is just like right at home. He's been
Dude,
the 2 lowest rated World Series have been Corey Seager World Series MVPs.
Hey,
not
that
his
sounds
fault.
like affordable ad space is what I'm hearing.
You know what?
Affordable
He may be-
inventory.
Okay, he is not the best interview in sports. In fact, he might be one of the worst. That being said,
Hell of a
Jamie
ball
Benn.
player.
he's a lot better than I gave him credit for when we signed him, which is very silly. But
He's an absolute baller.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I
What,
mean,
you
he's
hated the signing?
no. I loved the signing. I was like, all right, we're spending some money, we're doing this. But I never.
You didn't know how good he was.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
because there was Mookie Betts next to him and all the
Exactly.
other talent on that
Yeah.
team.
I liked Mookie. I liked Corey too, but I was just, I don't know. It's been really wild, man, and I'm happy. I'm going on and on, but I'm happy that Marcus Simeon got to have some big moments because he had a pretty mid start to the series, but look at
Ignore
us
that.
now.
I will say Scherzer and DeGrom getting a ring together.
Love
Much
it.
happier than I would have been originally. Like if it went down how I thought it would have with the Mets.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
the Mets.
I have
Shout
no
out to
hate for
Mets.
the Rangers, so
There's nothing
All
to
right.
hate. There's nothing to hate
No.
unless, well,
we only have a
Unless you're
rivalry with you
Houston.
guys in football. We don't really care about you in basketball and baseball.
What's your baseball rival?
The Braves.
Okay.
Yeah, and Phillies Pirates doesn't really do anything because Pirates, I assume, lose that constantly. So
We don't really care
Speak-
about Pittsburgh.
Speaking of the Braves, how about Rangers pitcher Will Smith getting 3 rings in a row? He went from Atlanta to Houston to Texas 3 consecutive years. That's unbelievable. And didn't contribute much at all this postseason.
And
Wait,
Chapman's ended 2 droughts with the Cubs and now with the Rangers.
I forgot he
crazy.
was there with the Cubs. Yeah.
Yeah.
We missed it on camera, but when he got pulled, they cut to it very briefly. It looked like he was pissed off in the dugout for a moment. Like it looked like he was being restrained, but they never went back to it or never mentioned it.
Chapman?
And yeah, it looked like, David, when you rewatch it, at some point you'll see somebody putting their hands on both his arms, and he's kind of doing the look over their shoulder thing, and they cut away really quickly, and they never commented on it. And then of course that's when the hit streak or the drive, whatever. Seager got his hit and everything took off, so they never had to go back to it. And then it's not like you're going to be pissed off. He just won the World Series, but there was a
didn't
moment he
notice
was
it.
not happy.
hey, that's hashtag gamer. He's a gamer, big game guy. Also, what happened on the Nate Lowe inning ending in the 8th ground out that might have hit his foot? The ump definitely said foul ball, and ultimately wasn't a big deal. But they never came back to that. I have
Yeah.
not seen what happened there. That was really weird. Umpiring crew took a major L. They were bad for both,
They showed the
bad for
replay.
both teams.
The replay didn't look like he did hit it off his foot, but you're right. The home plate umpire did say something that sounded like foul, and they talked about it, and then went to commercial, came back, and never brought it up again. That was, I would like to have some clarification on that.
That's just what the Rangers needed, was some kind of umpiring controversy that
Yeah.
leads to them losing the World Series.
I will say, good to see W out there throwing another first pitch. Definitely means we're going to war again.
Appropriately timed. Threat level goes up with his first pitches. Not so much with world events. They just monitor his activities. Although Laura B was looking great.
He bounced it, though, right? He didn't put it right down the middle. He bounced it.
He bounced it.
Yeah.
He's old. It's okay.
Last thing to note, Dillon, you brought up Will Smith winning a ring with the Braves, with the Astros, and with the Rangers. Did you know that Will Smith doesn't have to cuss in his raps to sell records? Did you know that?
I hate
Yeah.
you so much.
I thought you were
It's
going
just
to
a
take
fun
that.
fact.
I thought you were going to take that at Jada Pinkett route, but you still did something with it. And that's good.
I respect her too much. So I did the Eminem thing. All right, let's pick some games.
Okay, let's do dip picks. Sorry, I pulled it up earlier, but whatever.
No one's drinking Guinness from a bottle, but this guy.
No one's doing locker room Guinness celebrations. Let me fix the frames here.
It's an athlete beer. People don't know that. It's low in calories, good antioxidants.
Thank
Look at
you,
this
Dan.
guy. Next, he's going to tell you agave doesn't leave any sugar in your body or anything. That's why people drink tequila. All right, here we go. Dib picks right out of the gate. Dillon is back in the lead. I don't have the full total, but I did do enough quick math to tell you Dillon's slightly in the lead.
guys-
David's 1-5, actually 1-6 week last week. Really did you in, because I think you and I are about neck and neck. You're only up by 2 points, so don't get too proud.
No, I was gonna say if you guys let me sneak it back into the lead, you guys are really slumping because I am not exactly lighting up the scoreboard right now.
Your dip pick or your big boy stacks have been
They're killing me. I know.
atrocious all
I think
year.
I've gotten one. I think at this point.
That's what saved me. So let's hit these games real quick.
Thank you, Fading
Dillon.
Dorn.
You're the only person on Georgia for Georgia, Missouri. Missouri
Yeah.
getting 15 on the road.
Yeah, kind of
I
hate
don't
it.
know.
Kinda
It's a journalism school. I don't know, man. I just hate Missouri. No,
I hate
Micah,
that
no offense.
Georgia's ranked number 2 because they definitely have bulletin board material now to come out and just run train on
geez,
Mizzou.
Yeah.
So don't feel great about this pick, but I mean Mizzou's been very competent this year. Brady Cook's a completely different quarterback. I don't know. They always give Georgia a tough game.
15 seems like a lot, but big lines in Georgia, like it's like they've had like 21, 20. I think whoever they played in the SEC last week, the week before was like 20 and a half. Covered it, no problem.
Dylan's all
but yeah,
over that.
I'm riding Missouri here. Easy. Bedlam. The final Bedlam as an in-conference game, at least. Oklahoma State is getting getting 6 at home versus Oklahoma at a 2:30 kick. I hate this. Give me a nighttime Stillwater kick.
Yeah, that stinks.
That's
Oklahoma,
bullshit.
2 games in a row they haven't played well. Oklahoma State's playing well. That was my only justification for this. And there's a lot at stake here. I think Oklahoma State going to do everything they can to get one final scoreboard on OU before they leave the conference.
Can I give you a pick for this as well?
Go ahead.
Outside of, obviously, I'm taking Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State wins on the field, money line. However, I think Ollie Gordon right now at, 50-1 right now to win the Heisman. Maybe sprinkle that because dude is going off. They've been a completely different team since he started getting the ball. He's ran for over 200 yards the last, 3 games or something. Something dumb. There's no clear, Heisman frontrunner right now. I think J.J. McCarthy is the odds-on favorite, which... miss me with that. Michigan got it.
You got to think some hardo riders aren't gonna be down for that.
No, I think Ollie. They win this game, and there's a path, right? Same thing with Marvin Harrison. I got him preseason at 22-1. That's looking a little better. So just kind of helping out my position in there with Ollie.
Heisman talk. Stiff arm talk.
Let's see. Move it over to LSU, Alabama. In what seems like the least hyped LSU Alabama game and probably outside of last year, I guess, probably a decade. Bama's favored by 3 at home. Dave, you're on LSU. Everybody else on Bama.
Yeah, did not expect to be on Dave Island here, but here I am, and here I am forced to justify this. I just don't know what to expect from Alabama. It's just a little bit inconsistent. And I don't know, man. I think
So I was gonna say, isn't the entire LSU secondary out this week?
Doesn't matter. Their defense stinks.
First string, I'm saying here, obviously, but yeah, I don't know.
I just look. I think it's going to be close. I don't looking at this now. I don't feel great about it, but whatever, man. Yeah. Fade me. I don't care. Do what you got to do.
I feel like the majority of the public is going to be on LSU just because they're high-flying offense. I think Alabama's down. However, Jaden Daniels been padding his stats against just kind of whatever teams. Saban, I think, is going to eat them alive.
Let's skip the next one and finish there before Big Boy Stacks. I've got this out of order because we've got a 9:30, I believe, Central, maybe 8:30 Central kick over in Frankfurt, Germany. David's hometown. Dolphins and Chiefs. Is this not the best international game? Somebody's pissed off that this ended up overseas. Chiefs are favored by 1.5, way overseas. I'm the only one on the Chiefs. I'm just going to go with experience, I guess. I don't think they're as well-rounded as Dolphins, but I'm going to roll with the Chiefs until otherwise.
Is Taylor making that trip to Germany? We think. She gonna go see her boyfriend play? That's too far.
That's too far.
No,
for that reason, I got the Dolphins.
Dylan, That's a valid question, but my question is Jackson making the trip? Because he could get into some trouble over there.
I don't think
Is
he's
he
allowed to
allowed-
leave the
I was
country.
going to say, I don't
Is he-
think he legally
yeah.
can.
Nor is he
great
allowed
one.
in the country over there.
That's fair.
He's got
fair.
two stop signs. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh man, he's gonna like hit the woe on the Berlin Wall or some shit. I don't know.
Oh,
could've got
don't
enough.
let him. Don't let him at
Yeah.
those concentration camps. It's gonna go
Okay.
very poorly for him.
That's
Yeah, I
that's
was-
where David was not going. Is somebody
literally
want to
can't
speak
leave-
on behalf of the Dolphins?
He probably can't leave the state. Yeah, go ahead, Dad. Dad, tell us about the Dolphins.
I mean, the Dolphins are a candy-ass team, high-flying but soft. I don't know. It's a weird game. I just feel like I'll take the points.
Fair enough. And let's do the DeMar Hamlin Bowl. Bills at Bengals, which made the Leonard Fournette tweet all the more strange. Him tweeting about how cold it is in Buffalo. Like, you know, you're about to be on a flight tomorrow or whatever. And it's 40 degrees in Buffalo.
There's a crazy event happening.
That's the best comment we've
I love
had.
it. Bengals favored by 2 at home. How many heartfelt moments of silence are we getting in this game? It's Sunday Night Football too.
They named the ambulance after him.
I don't want that.
No, they put his name. It's the DeMar Mobile.
Would you
I don't
rather
think
have that
that's
or a
what they call
bench?
it.
I don't know. I'll take the ambulance.
Give me
That's
the
fair.
hallway in the hospital or something.
Just the
Wow.
entire wing. Let's go
Wherever
out
that
this
ambulance
weekend.
goes, you have a giant billboard.
Fair.
It's like a personal injury attorney,
Yeah.
but it's
Man.
not. It's a football man.
The Bills have been shaky all year. I don't know why I'm on the Bills here. I don't feel great about them, but I feel like it's similar to Alabama where, I'm just betting that a correction's going to happen for some strange reason.
I have a hot take.
So give me Bills. What do you got?
I think the Bills as a team and as an organization, they stink. I think Josh Allen gets them out of a lot of circumstances and a lot
And
of
digs.
he gets a lot of hate for how aggressive he plays, but I think without Josh Allen, the Bills are nothing.
I don't hate it. I would say you got to add Diggs in there to a certain extent. He made whatchamacallit look great for a
But
little bit, too.
McDermott, he was an awful D coordinator for the Eagles. I don't think he's a very good coach.
He was just okay in Carolina.
Yeah.
A lot of that you could also chalk up to having whatchamacallit at head coach. All right, let's pivot to the main event. 3 o'clock, 3:25 afternoon, right? Cowboys at Eagles. Who wants to begin?
Dan.
Go ahead, Danny.
Go Birds. Obviously, got to go with my team. We'll split, right? If we don't win this game, we'll win the next game, and vice versa. We win this game in Philly, you guys will win in Dallas. That's just how it's going to happen.
Surprised you don't have more confidence in Philadelphia to say you're going to split.
Jalen Hurts has kind of been ass this year.
He's hurt.
Sure, I guess. But I mean, it's really just Brian Johnson making him run all the time. So he's going to get dinged up and be hurt all the time now.
Yeah, I don't know that I fully realized that former Utah quarterback Brian Johnson is the head or the OC in Philly. That flew under the radar for me.
He's not the best play caller.
Yeah, I mean, comes from a really strong player-driven coaching tree, like I don't know, Urban Meyer. So we'll see how this goes.
High integrity with Urban.
Dave, Dillon.
I don't have a good feel for this game. I think I picked the Cowboys because I'm surprised. Wait, what? Wait, they're getting 3 points.
Yeah, it's kind of the home coin toss, I guess.
I don't know. I don't have a good feel for this game, so I kind of just went with my heart here. I don't have confidence in this pick, if I'm being honest, but we'll see how it goes.
Davide?
Yeah, I could see this. And there's a lot of ways this game could go. Dax looked really good getting out of the pocket and moving around, which is when he's at his best doing that. The pass rush is scary. The Philly pass rush scares me. We haven't really been able to run the ball. I don't know if you've seen that, which seems like a problem. And you might be saying, Dave, why are you making all these arguments for Philly? You picked the Cowboys. And the answer is we done boys. So
I will only add that the Cowboys had too good of a week last week. And they're just, not that they're just always up and down, but they are definitely prone for disappointments, especially after just embarrassing somebody like they did the Rams last week. So
I'll take even it.
I see us winning big.
I think the Eagles are. I think the Eagles are solid. So yeah, give me Philly. Let's do some big boy stacks and get out of here. Do note that I added the under. It's 49.5 for K-State, Texas. But let's lead off with an absolute first. Somebody pulled a parlay. You're in a big boy stacks.
Parlay. Yeah,
I love it.
So we're going Kansas State to beat Texas. We got Kansas to beat Iowa State. Then what was the third game? I can't see.
Are you taking Kansas State to beat Texas or to cover?
To beat Texas.
Okay. Oh, the money line for all
Kansas
of these.
State,
Yeah,
Kansas,
these are
and
all money
USC.
line. And then USC to beat Washington. That'll pay out, I believe, 12-1, like a little over 12-1. So I like value. I'm Danny Value over here. But yeah, no, I think Kansas State beats Texas. Oklahoma State's going to beat Oklahoma. So we're going to get a rematch of Oklahoma State, Kansas State in the Big 12 championship.
Oh,
Whoa. Not the rematch we were expecting, or that I was, that I would expect someone to predict. But I love
Question on that. If you're the Big 12, do you want that, which
Yes.
will undoubtedly be a less viewed game, or are you adamantly rooting against Texas OU Big 12 championship because obviously
They're leaving, yeah.
Yeah. What do you want? The short-term play or not?
It's birds.
No. I
didn't think about
birds
that.
on the way out. Like, fuck Texas, fuck OU.
Yeah, that's dream scenario for Big 12 is that they don't sniff the championship game.
Hadn't really considered that, and they lost their, proverbial dark horse when Tech's down to their third quarterback. So shout out to Brent Yormack.
Avery Johnson for
Winning
Kansas
right now.
State is no fucking joke. He's a true freshman. He's running like crazy.
Who did that?
Former Mavs and Spurs head coach Avery Johnson.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I'll get mine out of the way.
Well, KJ, here's what's crazy. He's a white man.
This and Ollie being white is really taking me aback.
He's white?
Avery Johnson, yeah.
I'm marking
Wow.
that.
I didn't know that. That's big. Wow.
It's
I didn't
huge.
know we had it like that. All right, let me get mine out of the way. I got Notre Dame -3 at Clemson. Clemson stinks. They're 4-4. They're 2-4 in conference. They just stink. They're gonna get throttled by Notre Dame. Did
you not hear Dabo's speech?
He's the biggest boner in college football. I can't
Him
stand
going
that
off
dude.
on the dude from Spartanburg or whatever.
Yeah,
12-year-old
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
I
I just can't stand him.
It's way too easy to get in that guy's dome. It's way too easy. How did he ever win one? Oh my
He's won
God.
2. And he has a point. Clemson was nothing without him.
Yeah, but you don't say that you don't go for 5 minutes.
Why not?
On a
Tommy
radio
Bowden
show
was like their
saying that.
second most successful coach, and he'd win 8 games a year. Fuck Tommy Bowden.
Yeah, but you don't pump your own accolades on a radio show like that. It's poor form.
Works for Prime.
Listen,
I think that's what
does
we're
it?
seeing. Is I'm not saying that I agree. I agree with you, but I think it's probably one of those where we see it in the political sphere. Like the copycatting is going on more than anything. Like the headlines, good or bad, he's being told whatever. Getting the headlines, it's exposure.
And just
It's
because
recruiting.
Dabo has a different philosophy with NIL, the name,
We play in
image,
there. His
and
name,
likeness
image and likeness.
of Jesus Christ, doesn't mean it's wrong. I mean, it probably is.
Man, that guy is just all all brown gravy. I don't love it. Let's see who's left. I guess it's just me.
And me. You go first.
Oh yeah, I'll go first. I've got no shame in saying that I don't think Houston's a good team.
They
But
stink.
if you're giving me 4 points against the least dynamic offense, this side and that side of the Mason-Dixon line, I will take Houston because they'll score.
Maybe.
And they won't get, true. But they've got their quarterback. I think the game's early enough to where Dana won't be drunk at kick.
I was going to say, did
give
Dana
me Houston.
retire like 3 or 4 years ago? It was just kind
I
of
think
like
before he was told they were getting into
volunteer
the Big 12. Yeah, exactly. So give me Houston +4 at Baylor.
KJ, this is a great pick. Baylor, this game will be like 14-0 going into the second. Houston, because Dave Aranda has a remarkable way of being the least motivational head coach. His team comes out flat every week. Every week for the last 2 years, they come out and they dig themselves in the biggest hole. And you know what? They give you just enough hope. They make it, Dan, no offense, they did it against the UCF. And you're like, whoa,
why'd you have to do that,
something.
Dave? Why'd you do that?
It was a big comeback, 28 points, 29 points. But they're not going to do it. Baylor probably loses this game, but U of H getting 4 is a great pick. So I applaud you. Dave Aranda's got to be gone.
Looking back at Joe Brady and Dave Aranda's trajectories after that Burrow championship to now, that is you don't miss twice like that with coordinators getting hired out like they did. And
he won a Sugar Bowl. He won the conference and the Sugar Bowl.
Oh, with Baylor, yeah.
And here we are. Anyway, I like the under K-State, Texas. K-State's given up 3 points in the last 2 weeks. Texas has a freshman freshman quarterback who I like, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to.
He's not ready.
Not yet. Not
he ain't
yet.
ready.
Kansas State's secondary is not good, but their offense is going to be a little bit more explosive with Avery Johnson and Will Howard splitting reps.
Who's a white guy, by the way.
White Avery Johnson. Yeah.
Noted white guy.
Noted white guy. Ponytail, actually.
No, what?
Yeah.
No. Running backs, white running backs cannot have ponytails. It's a rule against that.
No, he's a quarterback.
Oh, quarterback. I said running back.
But
he runs all the time. He's mostly
fast.
run first quarterback.
Okay. That makes so much more sense.
Yeah, speaking of
I
young
was so
OCs,
confused.
I think isn't Colin Klein their OC or something too?
Colin Klein is their OC. Yeah, they kind of hate him in Manhattan.
Ridiculous.
Well, they like him as a player, and they kind of hate that he's the OC right now.
Ridiculous. All right. Well, I forgot to play it at the onset due to all the calamity, but let's get out of here. Dan, where can the people find you?
You can find me on my history podcast, Softcore History, wherever you find podcasts. And we have a YouTube channel as well, patreon.com/Softcore History. Yeah, we just talk about weird shit that happened hundreds of thousands of years ago. That's where you can find me, Softcore History.
Let's go. Love it, man. Dan, thank you.
Love it. Go Rangers.
Gentlemen,
All
always
right.
a pleasure. Go Birds.
Let's get out of here with this that should have played.
Fred on. Good sir.
Kicks and
Fred
fires.
on. Good, sir.
He struck him out looking. It's over. It's over. The Rangers have won the World Series.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all.
Gotta love that.
I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips